Well, today will be our biggest pack send of the year. I'm going to open a couple of store packs today with coins because I do not care anymore, and this game is pissing me off. I just played Weekend League, and I'm like, wow, this gameplay, it really is one of a kind. Probably open a couple of SBCs as well for this video, like some icon picks, something like that as well. There's a couple things to talk about, but I also feel like garbage right now for some reason. So I'm probably not going to talk too much in this video or make it too long today. But hey, if you're here, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And let's talk about everything that we're going to talk about, and then we'll get into packs and stuff at the end. So if you want to just skip to that part, you always can. But there was something I missed yesterday. Me, okay? If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. This Elite Ascension EVO, the second one, is actually not the same as the first one. I think they're testing this out for next year, making one that's paid and one that is like really easy to do, and then one that's free but also takes more time. So this one is like, I think in total was like 18 games, I want to say, and they're like also Rivals or Champs locks games too. But the other Elite Ascension EVO, I think you do not have to do any of that. I believe, I think it's just, yeah, 2 squad battles games there, 2 there, 2 there, and win 2 there. So it's way easier to do that one. The stats and stuff are all the same. It's just that it's less time basically. But what do you think about this? They're doing a lot of things this year, I think, to test for next year. One of them being possibly making every single evolution come out have a paid option to just basically do it maybe one game. If you don't want to play a bunch of games to have it take time, you can just maybe just do it in one game and pay 100K for like every single EVO. They might have an option on literally every single evolution next year, because I guess why not, right? Why not have that as an option for an EA's point of view to be like, hey, if you want to spend 100K or 10 bucks to do it in one game, or you can do it in 20 games, you can go for it. I don't actually hate that though, is my thing. Like, I like that still better than the gambling aspects. But of course, now does that get us into where free EVOs basically are going to be even more games now, and the paid ones will be like kind of what the free ones were? Obviously, there's that concern, and knowing EA, that could easily happen, but there's no way to know, I guess, until we see next year. But we're seeing lots of different tested things, I think, in this futties promo with evolutions. You know, we saw that car design one, team of the year upgrade one. I think they wanted to see how popular that one was, if people cared about it. They've also given us a few more EVOs that are very, like, not very restrictive, right? This Legends one is pretty easy. There was that futties upgrade one, which is just a futties player, like max 94 overall. Remember that one, I think? They made some really good EVOs that are not very restrictive, and I hope that they learn from that and add more things like that next year, because I think they're trying to test things out right now to see how popular they are. You know, they're probably trying to see if the cards are too good, or, you know, if that affects their FIFA point sales and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I do like the fact that, like, I like what they've done with EVOs since futties, and hopefully these changes next year can continue, because I genuinely do believe that evolutions is such a massive part of next year's game. I think it's going to be, for me, one of the parts I look forward to most. And also that kind of just leads me into the next point, that FC24 right now, if you look at PlayStation and Xbox, is one of the most played games right now, especially in the UK. Obviously, it's going to be, you know, it's what is it, second most in the UK. I think it's just behind Fortnite. In the world, it is 4th worldwide for Xbox right now. It does show you people have at least somewhat enjoyed what they've got for futties so far, right? I think what has really happened here is the Euros set people up to want to keep playing. I think that's probably what is more likely the case here. Now, also, FIFA until this year. FIFA is always still at the top when it comes to the summer. Some years it's been not so much because, like, say, Fortnite was in its prime, or there's been a couple years where it's not been super populated in the summer, but it usually still is pretty populated. I wish there was a way to see, like, what the differences were here, if we could see month to month, like game to game, what the differences were in player count from August, etc. I know this year it appears to be a little bit less than last year. However, during futties, it's kind of gone back to a similar pace. So I guess, what do you make of this is kind of my point. I want to see what you guys have to say about this, because, well, it's the 4th most popular game worldwide on Xbox right now, and Xbox isn't even a platform you associate really with the majority of users, right? So what do you, I guess, think about that? Does it show that EA are going to really try and copy a lot of this year onto next year because it's worked, like the summer content we're talking about? Or is it more because of the Euros and because the PlayStation Plus, obviously, it was free on PS Plus, right? And that, again, shows you that it's 4th worldwide on Xbox. It wasn't free on Xbox either. It was free on PSN, which shows you that it's probably really high on PlayStation as well. So do you think it's because of the menu grind? Do you think it's because of the Euros? And also, what do you think EA is going to do with this information next year? It's quite interesting. And again, to talk about more FC25 stuff, you know, 100K now versus in 32 days, right? It's the same maximum versus the just gold Rashford. I know it's probably the unpopular unpopular opinion. I want to see gold squads last longer this year. Gold squads in FC24 lasted for literally maybe like 2 weeks. It was probably the shortest gold squad time I've ever seen in a FIFA game. It might have been longer than 2 weeks. I'm like kind of exaggerating, but I remember that very early on, there was like no gold cards in people's teams. Base icons, if it wasn't like the top base icons, they weren't in people's teams. I really hope we see a slower power curve next year. That would be ideal for me. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. Like I said, what do you guys kind of think about a longer time with gold squads next year? And also, what the hell happened to Greats of the Game player SBCs? They said they dropped like multiple, and we've seen one so far. We've only seen Maldini. So are we gonna get 2? Like, what was the point in releasing 2? It feels like it was just an excuse to not release a futties Maldini for some reason. I don't know why you'd make an excuse for that, but that's what it feels like, unless we see, hey, Dino comes out, then, you know, Cruyff comes out. I don't know what's going on here, but we're supposed to get many of them. We've seen one, and it's going to be Tuesday. So I thought you guys might like to see this. The Esports World Cup winner for FC24, this was the team he used, by the way. And like I said many times on the channel, left forward should be where your Aerial Plus player is, because it makes it so easy to pass to them. The pros all do that. And Holland's his left forward, Hullet's there. And yes, that is correct. Hosselu is his left back, Havertz is his right back. So the Aerial Plus meta is definitely one of the metas of all time, and we'll see what they do next year. Next year's gameplay is supposedly very, very similar. We'll see if it's equally as ridiculous with Aerial Plus players or if it's not. Another question is, do you like the fact, though, that this year Aerial Plus was good and still you could use smaller players too? I actually think this is a year where like Messi was not at his best at all. Messi was better. Guys like Pele, even like some really like 5'8" and below players, I feel like were actually better in previous years than this year even, but you still could use them. Do you like that there was more of a balance there, or do you think that the Aerial Plus was too ridiculous? I guess kind of another question I have for you guys as well. Okay, let's read some of your comments and we'll open a bunch of store packs. But here we go. Bassy Boot says, we do not all have to deal with the same delay. It's insane that guys like you still can't see this. Delay would not be as big of a problem if we all had the same gameplay. And I don't really know what you're trying to say here. I guess you're trying to say like there's delay and there's also bad gameplay, which is exactly what I'm trying to say. The pros are talking about bad gameplay. Like you can be on 6 ping and have bad gameplay. Does that make sense? I think that's what you're trying to say. Like if we all had the same gameplay, the delay wouldn't be as big of a deal. And I definitely agree with you. I think that's what I tried to say yesterday's video. If I didn't say that, I apologize. And if I did say that, then I take back my apology, Bassy Boot bitch. Okay, 50 cal swag. Sorry, I'm just fucking with you if you watch this. I flipped a car over when I was 18, got prescribed opiates by a doctor, and was addicted for 18 years. After being clean for almost 7 now and playing FIFA since 22, I can 1000% tell you with absolute certainty this game plays to addiction. I spent over 10K in the 3 years I played. For some of us, it isn't as simple as just stop. And I guess for one, I can say congratulations about, you know, being 7 years clean now. But it does sound like, you know, you might have a point addiction too if, you know, if you spent 10K over the last 3 years. Maybe you're just a rich individual and that money doesn't really matter to you. And yeah, it's not as simple as just stop for some people. That's always been the thing. People say, you know, people have had comments a few times over the last few months that are just like, I don't understand how you could possibly get an addiction. Like, you got to just stop spending money, stop playing the game if you have an addiction. Obviously, most of us know that that's not how it works, of course. But this is also what EA do. And it's not against the law or anything like that as of right now to make a game that basically is created to be a pack addiction game. It's basically what this game is created for in terms of the store-wise, 1,000,000% obviously. Everybody who's working on menu content, fought economist, everybody who's working on store pack content, their number one thing is how do we get them more addicted to FIFA points? And it makes me like, it's hard to believe that they would even do that. And it's how predatory all this stuff is really towards minors, especially. It's hard to believe. And 50 cal swag, you know, anybody who's in the comment section like you, who's been like, yeah, I think I have a problem. Maybe you don't even have a problem. Maybe you have like maybe you're a multi-millionaire and like the 10K is not that big of a deal to you. But if you're not, you're saying like, yeah, I think I have an addiction, like talk in my comment section. Okay, find each other, reach out. We're all here to help, obviously, any way that we can, because it's not easy to do, but you always can. But okay, well, let's just rip and make our coins, just light our coins on fire now, because I don't care anymore. The gameplay I was playing today, by the way, oh my god, it is stunning how bad this game is now. Okay, I think I'm gonna open the 25 by 86. It gives 2 futties and also a futties player guaranteed to be 97 or higher. So we're just gonna open this and see what we can get. Please God, if I get Ronaldinho, I will probably shit my pants. Right, mid-England, that is Chelsea. Tots Cole Palmer. Okay, so I don't see any Futties cards in here. So we're actually just going to skip through this. Rudiger was our other one. Hopefully we can get something that was not shown here. Okay, Laurent Blanc and Todibo. Okay, well, 97 Blanc is 100k, so I guess that's something. He looks decent. 94 Holland is in there. Anything else we've got? Not really. A lot of Tots cards. Ramirez is in here. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. He's like 80k. And yeah, I would not recommend opening these packs, but okay. Okay, with those dupes, we'll open a great to the game and Futties icon pick. I might barf on this monitor. Honestly, I swear to God, I might. Okay, you know what? Stoichkov, that's actually not bad. How much is he going for now? I don't think he's actually worth much, though. 90, 60k. Why did I think that was way better than it was? Does anybody go for anything? Okay, who cares anymore? Remember when I said this video was gonna be short? I don't know what happened to that, but okay. But open the 100 by 81 and just see what we can get in this. I don't know what I'm even doing anymore. These coins are getting lighted on fire. I don't know. Blue. Okay. Colombia. Right back. Crystal Palace. All right. Munoz. I don't think Futties will show up in the beginning. I'm just going to skip through this now anyway. What can we get in 100 by 81? Okay. I think I might have messed up, guys. I might have opened the wrong store pack here. I think I might have made a grave mistake. Oh, I absolutely did. Okay. I'm going to act like that did not happen, and I'm going to get off this game, and I will see you next video real soon. Peace.